Welcome, everyone. I would like to thank you for joining us this evening. We will get started shortly. Make sure that you have a pen and pad, something to write with, so you can take copious notes, and we will get started shortly. Welcome all guys. Thank you for joining us this evening. We will get started shortly. We'll housekeeping notes. I'm your host, Karima Hussein, for the evening. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 6 o'clock call. I'm your host, Karima. We'll get started shortly. To go over housekeeping notes, just please make sure that you're in a quiet room, away from any distractions. Please have something to write with, something to take notes on. They say Note keepers are money makers. Again, be ready to take copious notes. Lastly, enjoy yourself, and we will get started shortly. Let's allow a few more guests to join the call. Please feel free to add some notes in the comment section. I'd like to know where everyone's calling from. Where are you calling from? What city and state? Where are you logging in from? I'd like to get to know everybody that is calling in, joining our call for this evening. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce a wonderful gentleman, our first speaker, by the name of Dion Ways and Means. He is one of the co-founders for IME. He's been an investor for 10 plus years, so a very long time. He knows what he's talking about. Dion is a supportive mentor, a true inspiration to us all. He leads by example, never leaves a teammate behind. I cannot say too many things about Dion. He is an amazing individual. He's an inspiration to us all. He's a phenomenal husband and father. Thank you, Dion. I appreciate all your guidance, your mentorship, and just working alongside of you. Let's bring up Dion Waynes and Means.
Hello there. Can you hear me, Miss Karima? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
All right, how are you? And thank you so much for that great introduction. You had me, my cheeks were turning red. I was gushing. So thank you for all of your kind words. And I'd also like to say that Miss Karima is one of the outstanding members of the IME team. She has a bright future, and we are so happy to have you a part of our family, doing the outstanding things that you're doing, spreading the word about our amazing movement. So thank you so very much, Miss Karima.
Thank you, sir.
Now, with that being said, I want to welcome everybody to the IME presentation this evening. There is no more important time in our lives that this information is very pertinent, and it holds a lot of significance as to what's occurring in today's world. We just happen to be in the forefront and early and able to educate ourselves, and we're going to be able to capitalize on what we learned through the IME movement. Once again, my name is Dion Ways and Means Stewart, and I am one of the founding members of the IME movement, Investing Made Easy, and it has been a joy to be able to see the people who've come into this organization and have been able to leverage the education, apply the education, and have some life-changing information that will follow them the rest of their lives. Now, a little bit about me. I've been investing for roughly about 10 years, 11 years. First started off in the stock market, and it all started from reading a book. And that book was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And within that book, one of the things that I read, and it stopped me in my tracks at that point in time, it said, do you have a financial IQ? And at that time, I knew a little bit, but did I have a real financial IQ? I said, no, I don't. And from that point on, I started to look at and study anything investing. That night I came home, I watched Bloomberg. I was watching the tickers at the bottom of the screen. I was into the people speak. And I didn't really understand it at the beginning, but now fast forward 10 years later, it all makes sense. Education first. So with that being said, we all have goals. Now, goals are about the results you want to achieve. Systems are about the process that lead to those results. Now, let me say that again. Goals are about the results we want to achieve, but there are systems that lead to those results. And here with IME, Invest and Make Easy, we have a system to help you navigate the financial markets. Now, this system is based on some simple principles. We like to talk about the 3 E's because they're the basics. And that also comes from my mentor, Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, Rich Dad Guides to Investing. He has several good books, and those books are mentors. So if you haven't read any of those books by Robert Kiyosaki, I would suggest that you take a note and look up Robert Kiyosaki and follow some of those investing tips and investment knowledge that he puts forth. Now, the 3 E's. Now, the 3 E's are the basics, and the first E is education. Now, when we talk about education, we're talking about the what, the when, the where, the why. We're talking about all the things that comprise the investing world. Okay, so we're talking about education. Okay, the thinking part. Then we have the second E, which is experience. We learn several ways. We learn through specialized knowledge. Okay, we learn through observation, and we also learn through, more importantly, mentorship. Now, the second E is the doing part. Then we have the third E, which is excess cash. Now, excess cash is 2 prongs. Now, excess cash is the money that we're going to specifically set aside, and we're going to put those dollars into the market and have those dollars potentially bring us dollars back. Okay, excess cash. And then while we're doing that, the whole idea behind the 3 E's is to create excess cash. Okay, so now we want to create excess cash through the education that we are going to leverage and capitalize on the financial markets. So in essence, we want to take everyone in the movement from thinking to doing to being an investor. Okay, we want to take you from thinking to doing to being. The 3 E's: education, experience, and then excess cash. Now, with that being said, I'm going to share my screen. Let's get into some of the information and see some of the things that we need to think about in order to get to the right mindset. All right. All right, so here we are. So what are some of the challenges that we are facing today, or that you are facing today in your life? Now, we all have different things. There's various things that we're all facing. We all have goals. We're all trying to get somewhere. But 2 of the things that I like to talk about, or I think about, is time freedom and financial freedom, because I think those encompass all of the things that we want to do. Because once we have the time freedom and we have the financial freedom, that allows us to do all of the other things that our hearts desire in the world. Okay? Now, do you ever feel like you were meant for something more? I believe it's just human nature. Everyone feels like they were meant for more. But do you have the will? Do you have the energy? Do you have a goal in mind that you're trying to attain? Because these are some of the things that are going to point us in a certain direction. And most of us who are on this call tonight, all of us who are on this call tonight, we are seeking financial direction. Okay, we want to participate in the markets. And guess what? You're in the right place. Now, this is a very telling statistic about people who work. And this is something that has been documented in a Gallup poll. 85% of people don't feel happy or fulfilled getting up and going to their jobs every day. Very telling statistic. Okay, maybe it's something at work that, you know, you're not in the right job that you want to be in. You went to school for 4 years to become a doctor. Now you're working as, I don't know, whatever. Okay, it's not your chosen field, but you're working out of necessity. Okay, these are some of the things that people do on a daily basis, and they don't feel happy about going to work. There's someone at your job you don't like, may not like your boss, you may not like the commute, whatever it may be. 85% of people dread waking up and going to these jobs on a daily basis. And those of us who have been employees, we can understand exactly what this stat is saying. They say most heart attacks happen on Monday, 9 o'clock. Why is that? Because everybody's stressed out about going to the job. Now, so what if there was another way? What if things could be different? And in my mind, things could always be different, but it's our thinking that is the key caveat. Every time we learn something new, we see the world different. It's not that the world has changed, we have. Meaning that anything that we want to accomplish, that we want to do, there's a roadmap to do that. There's a system to do that. But have we taken the time to educate ourselves on that particular system? Do we even know what system we want to follow? So all these things come back to our thinking. Now, here at IME, which is our group name, IME, it's our movement, we have a platform that we are partnered with, IM Academy. That's the actual platform. And what we're trying to do between these two entities is bring information that will help people navigate the financial markets, and in turn, it will create for them the life that they want, the life that they desire. And this in turn gives meaning and purpose. You can go do whatever your heart desires. That is our mission. Now, how would you feel if you can have total control over every aspect of your life, whatever that means to you? How does that feel? Some of us may already have it, but just by the mere fact that you're on this webinar, we're looking for something a little bit more. We're looking to add a little bit more to it. Okay, so just think about that. Okay, and while we're doing this webinar, if you're brand new here, even if you're not brand new here, you might want to be jotting down some goals that you have. What are some goals that you have as we go through this? How are they defined? Okay, now goals are a roadmap to your future. They have to be defined so we know where you're going, so you know where you're going. So jot down some goals that you might have, especially when it comes to some of the financial goals that you have and you want to reach using our platform. Now, this is the way that money flows, okay? Now, in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he breaks it down as the 4 quadrants. So if you can imagine having a piece of paper, one line going down the middle vertical, and a line going horizontal to create 4 quadrants, okay? We're gonna break it down. Now, on the left-hand side of the quadrant, up in the upper left-hand corner, we have what's called the E quadrant, and the E stands for employee. And on the pie chart we see here, 60% of people work for someone else, okay? Employee, gotta earn money. One of the easiest ways to start earning money is to get a job for most people, okay? So there's nothing wrong with being an employee. Now below the E quadrant, we have the S quadrant, which stands for self-employed, okay? 35% of people are self-employed. We're talking about doctors, lawyers, dentists, the gardener, you have contractors, painters, all types of people work for themselves. So you have 35% of people that work for themselves. Now, when we look at the left side of the quadrant with the employee and the self-employed, the one thing that the self-employed have over the employee is that the self-employed can create a substantial amount of more income, but they also have to give up a substantial amount more of time. Now, the employee himself is more on a fixed schedule, so many hours a day at a certain wage, okay? Nothing wrong with either of these, okay? Nothing at all wrong with being an employee or someone who works for yourself. Now, when we talk about time freedom and financial freedom, it's on the right side of the quadrant. And our IM Academy platform is designed to get you from the left side of the quadrant and give you exposure to the right side of the quadrant. And that's where time freedom and financial freedom live, on the right side of the quadrant. So now let's talk about it. On the right side of the quadrant in the upper right-hand corner, we have the B quadrant. Now the B stands for business owner. You have 4% of people who are business owners. Now, who is the business owner? The business owner is somebody who knows how to come in, set up a business, put all the infrastructure in place, put the employees in place, put the payroll in place, put everything that needs to be there for that business to operate, and then walk away from the business and still have the business create an income for them. Okay, you have the business owner. Then below the B quadrant, you have the I quadrant, which stands for investor. Now, these are the 1%ers. These are the 1%ers of the world that control most of the wealth. They are investor. Now, investors believe in taking the dollars that they have, dressing those dollars up, whether it needs to be overalls, suit, or whatever it needs to be, and sending that dollar out into the world and have that dollar bring back more. This is the top of the food chain, investor. When we talk about taxes, it's taxed the least. It's the top of the food chain because people who invest money into the economy are stimulating the economy, and therefore they receive most of the tax breaks. Okay, now this pie chart in the 4 quadrants, it's like an IQ test. Okay, some people have exposure to all 4 quadrants. Okay, but if you don't have exposure to the right side of the quadrant, we have a platform that's going to give you that exposure that you need, and in due time, with significant work, you will be able to create that time freedom and financial freedom that you want. Because when we look at the left side of the quadrant, we see that 95% of people are only tapping into 5% of the entire market, or 5% of what's available to them by using those systems. Employees, self-employed. Then we will look at the right side of the quadrant. You see that 5%, the 5%ers, are tapping into 95% of what's available by being a business owner and an investor. And that's why I say it just becomes an IQ test, and the individual has to make a decision on what side of the quadrant that you would like to be on. Now, what are some of the tools that we use to be able to navigate the markets and teach people how to leverage some very powerful markets that are on our planet? Okay, so how many people have heard of the exchange markets? And can anybody guess how many zeros are in a trillion? Now, I must say, before I started doing the presentation a couple years ago, I never thought about $1 trillion. Why? Because I didn't have a need to. I didn't believe I was going to make it. I didn't know of a place where you could tap into to get it. So I never thought about $1 trillion. So let me save you the suspense. There are 12 zeros in a trillion. Now, and I really mean it. Imagine being able to tap into a market that's now a $7 trillion per day market. Imagine as an individual in 2021 being able to tap into this market, hold your cup out into the money fall and collect up as much as you want. It's a market that's open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week worldwide. Why? Because money doesn't sleep. It's a market that you don't have to have any physical money to be able to participate in. And we're going to get into a little bit of that. You don't need any physical money. Now, 92% of the world's money today is digital. There's only 8% that's actually cash. Gives you an indication of where we're going. Welcome to the foreign exchange market. And on our platform on the IM Academy, we call that FRX. Now, foreign exchange is all the world's currencies, all the world's money circulating simultaneously 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And as I said before, imagine being able to tap into these currencies and be able to pull money out of the market with the education that you've learned and leveraged from the IM Academy platform. Very powerful. Now, there's another market that's going towards $1 trillion. It's actually over $1 trillion. And it's not setting the future to how we're going to handle money because we're already doing it. It's becoming a system of global payments, remittances, how people send money back and forth. People sending money back and forth from different countries, back and forth, is a quadrillion-dollar business. Yes, quadrillion-dollar business. It's called remittances. People sending money from the United States to Mexico. People sending money from Japan to the Philippines. There's all these corridors where all of this money is flowing. It's also something that you can do and trade without using any physical money. Okay, welcome to the Digital Currencies Academy. And on the IM Academy platform, we call that DCX. Now, what is DCX? DCX is the cryptocurrencies or digital currencies that you heard of, such as Bitcoin, such as Ethereum, such as Dogecoin, Shibu, XRP, XLM. These are all digital currencies. And this is becoming one of the biggest markets on the planet. Now, if you pay attention to the news, you'll see that the Staples Center is going to be renamed Crypto.com. Okay? When they did that, I say mass adoption is taking place right now. And through our DCX Academy, you can learn about all these cryptocurrencies, okay? We're going to take you from step one to step done and get you educated on how the technologies work, how you can participate in trading and potentially making a profit by trading and holding cryptocurrencies. Okay, this is one of the academies that have become the most important. And when you look on our back office on our website, you'll see that the educators who are teaching this DCX Academy are now some of the top watched educators on our platform. Why? Because it is time. The T in talent is not as powerful as the T in timing. And now is the time for digital currencies. Very, very important academy that we have here. Now, let's talk about the platform in general. Our platform is designed for simplified learning. It's designed to take someone who has no knowledge, no experience in the financial markets and walk you through step by step on gaining knowledge that will help you to build that time freedom and that financial freedom that will allow you to do things that you want in this life. Okay, very, very powerful. Now, one of the things that I believe that separates us from the rest of all the platforms that may be teaching this information out there is our Go Live. We have over 100 plus vetted educators that you can connect with, get on Go Lives with, and learn in a live setting. Now, these educators are some of the top educators on the planet. We are in several different countries. We have over 13 different languages that this platform has on there to teach people all across the globe about navigating the financial markets, okay? It allows you to get on live, get in chats, ask questions, and be able to review this information on a daily basis. Anytime that the market's open, we have an educator on our platform that is teaching at that time, okay? Very, very powerful component of our platform. Go live. Now, I like to compare this, not compare it, it is the same as a university, okay? In our Go Live, we have a full schedule in the back office of when the educators are teaching. These educators teach all throughout the week and all throughout the day, okay? From Sunday to Friday, okay? There's always somebody on here teaching. And all these sessions that the educators are live, they're being recorded, okay? All the sessions are being recorded by all the educators. And what this does is it gives you the opportunity, if you miss a session, to go back in, go into the back office and go to the recorded sessions and review the session that was recorded that day. Outside of that, you pick a schedule, whether it's Monday and Tuesday. If it was like we were going to a college class, the educator will be on that Monday and Tuesday, let's say at 6 o'clock, every Monday and Tuesday, teaching and showing you the way. Very powerful. And that gives you the opportunity to always have access to this information and be able to review it at your own leisure. Now, we have another component. Everything will start out here for people who are busy. It's called Learn and Earn on the Go. And what this is it allows you to get trades for your device straight from your device, okay? And then all you have to do is copy and paste the information that the market experts have sent you, okay? Now, I know in school they said it wasn't a good idea to copy, but that was in school. Now we're out into the real world, and it pays great dividends to be a good copycat, and especially as long as you're copying the right cat. So our market educators will sometimes be looking at the charts, and when they see a trade that has the potential to make profits, they will send it out straight to your smartphone or whatever device you have, And then you take that information and you simply punch it into your platform, and it gives you the potential to be able to earn on the go. Now we have people that are busy. We have families. People may be out at practices. People may be traveling, whatever it might be. This allows you to stay connected to the IM platform and never miss out on a trade that has the potential to make you profits. IM Mobile. And as you can see, you have the Gold Cup, Swipe Trades, and Swipe Coin. Very powerful apps that keep you connected to the biggest markets on the planet. Now, when I say it's not going to get any easier on how the platform works and the steps that it takes to be able to become an investor, it's not going to get any easier at this point in time than the 4 steps. Okay. Now we see here, and this is pertaining to the Forex market, you're going to make a trade in 4 steps. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to open up your platform and select trade. Okay. You want to open up a trade. That's the first step. Very simple. Then the next step is to, number 2, choose an order type. And for the Forex platform, there's only so many things you can do. Market execution, sell stop, buy stop, sell limit, buy limit. And we teach you what those means. Okay, so step 2, you're going to pick an order type. Now, step number 3, we're going to put some parameters in place. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to put a stop loss in place. And stop loss is a protection line for your account. And it says that, hey, if this trade happens to go against me, kick me out at these numbers. Okay, and then the next thing you're going to put in is a take profit. And a take profit is, okay, when the trade goes the way that I said it would go or I calculated, then kick me out at these numbers and put these profits into my brokerage account. Okay, stop loss, take profit. And then you're going to simply do 2 things. Okay, you're either going to buy or sell. Okay, and the beautiful thing about the Forex market is that we could either buy the market going down, we could either sell the market going down and make a profit, or buy the market going up and make a profit. The only thing we want to happen is we want the market to be moving. So those are 4 steps to get you started into investing. And then we have other platforms that are just as equally simple. There's 4 steps. Our HFX platform is 4 steps, and then we have other Forex strategies that are simply 4 steps. It's not going to get any easier. Now, everything that I talked about up until this point is strictly about using the services to be able to become an investor and potentially create an income stream. Okay. Now, what I'm going to talk about is the other side of the quadrant, which is the business owner side. Okay. Now, we have a home-based business academy that's going to allow you to be able to share the platform and create a residual income. Now, if you don't know what residual income is doing something once and then continually getting paid for that one activity over and over again. Okay, residual income. Now, residual income is some of the most powerful form of income on the planet. If most people understood it, they say they'd run through a brick wall to get it. What we have at the IM Academy is the opportunity to simply be able to share your experience. Okay, just sharing your experience after you get educated, you're having some results and you're seeing that the education is enlightening you, then you simply share your experience, and that allows you to create an extra income stream. Now, let's talk about the money a little bit. So we have compensation here. Okay, IM Academy says, hey, Mr. Dion Ways and Means, we see that you have been sharing the platform and you know that we pay you. So here goes a fast start bonus. And as you see here, the fast start bonus is FRX, HFX, and DCX is a $25 fast start bonus. And then the elite package is a $50 fast start bonus. And the reason is because the elite package comprises of all of the strategies that we have on the IM Academy platform. Now, most people might say that, you know, $25, $50 fast start bonus, that's not a lot of money. But like I stated earlier, we are in some countries where $25 is a significant amount of money. And that is the reason why in some of these countries, and you can take a look at it, you'll see that people are thriving with our platform because they can't believe that they have the opportunity to make the type of money that they're able to make just by using our services. Now, we have another little bonus here, as I like to call it, or scholarship, as I like to call it, to the academy, like a scholarship to a university, and it's called To and Free. And it simply states this: refer to active paying customers to the academy, and your tuition is free. That is the work involved in getting the scholarship. Refer to active paying customers. The same thing as when a basketball player has to put in the hard work, has to show and prove, has to do all the things that they can to be one of the top players in the nation to get the scholarship to the university. It's the same thing here, just a little bit more simpler. Simply refer to active paying customers and your tuition is free. And I believe that's just smart business. Now, as you continue to grow, for those who want to be in business, and again, this is completely optional, but as my mentor, Mr. Wimmer Sands says, why leave money on the table? Okay, so IM Academy says, hey, Mr. Ways and Means, we see that you have created a little team in your organization. You have 3 people in your organization. Now we're going to pay you $150 per month, or $37.50 per week, because we get paid on a weekly basis. Now, when we look at that $150 a month, what can we do with the extra $150 a month? For those of us who are driving back and forth to work, maybe that's gas money for the month, water bill, electric bill. That's the power in the $150 a month. And let me state this real quick too, because that's in addition to what you're already doing. Then you see, after you and your team continue to build and you accumulate 12 people in your organization, now the company's going to pay you $600 per month, or $150 per week. Now what are we talking about? Never know. Now we might be driving that new ride we wanted with the insurance. Then as we continue to work, and between you and the people in your organization, this is not you by yourself, it's a team effort in business for yourself, but not by yourself, and you accumulate 30 customers in your organization. Now the company says, hey, we're going to pay you $1,000 per month, or $250 per week. Now they say that just an extra $500 per month would save most marriages. And that made me think about the value of $500. I said, $500? Oh yeah, that's a date night out. Maybe we save up a couple $500 and that's a trip somewhere. Nevertheless, my point is the power of residual income, in addition to what you're already doing, also will start you on your way to creating the lifestyle that you want. With all of these levels, you can actually take the money that you're making, put it into your trading accounts, and start compounding your trading accounts, because now you know how to leverage the information that we taught you and create an income stream in the financial markets. So residual income and the IM platform is showing you how powerful you can be. Now, as you continue to grow your organization, these are some of the things, or some of the levels that you can reach. And now we can look at these levels and actually set a goal and see what we need to do to actually achieve the goals. Okay, so we go from a platinum 150 all the way up to a platinum 5,000. A platinum 5,000 is someone who makes $5,000 per month, or $1,250 per week. Very powerful. 60 grand per year, residual income. Very powerful. Okay, then we start looking at the chairman. We started at chairman 10. A chairman 10 is someone who makes $10,000 per month. Okay, now we're talking about $2,500 per week. Okay, 6-figure income simply by sharing the platform, sharing your experience. We have people all over the globe who are doing exactly that and are at these levels. Then we go all the way up to a chairman 500. Now, a chairman 500 is someone who makes $500,000 per month. And we have people in our company who are doing just that. And when we look up the whole industry of network marketing, we have 5 of the top income earners on the globe in network marketing in IM Academy. And as you look at this number, I want everyone who is thinking about being in business, even if you're not, where would be a sweet spot for you to attain on this chart? What is your number? Now, this is one of the only companies, or one of the only places in this industry, actually, that you are able to pick a number and actually work predicated on you, and attain these numbers. Okay, how much income do you want to make? Here it is. The roadmap is laid out. Very powerful when you think about it. Now, this is one of the biggest things here. What is the tuition? What is the tuition to the academy? What is the tuition to the university? Well, the tuition is $234.95, okay, one-time startup fee, and it's $174.95 per month, okay? These are month to month. There's no long-term contracts, okay? This is an investment in yourself. This is an investment in your future that when you learn this skill set, it will pay you for the rest of your life, okay? And it's the same price for the high frequency binary options also, okay? Now, $234.95 and $174.95 a month, okay? And what you do is this information and education, it's going to take you at least 18 months. So what you have to do is understand what it's going to cost. You also have to understand the value, and you also have to understand what it can do for you in terms of an investment. And what I mean by that is the return on investment. What is going to be the return that you're going to get by investing in yourself over 18 months and being able to learn how to navigate the largest markets on the planet? Take a minute and let that sink in. Now, we also have some additional strategies that I like to call electives, okay? And these additional strategies are extra information education that different educators leverage in order to teach you how to navigate the markets just that much better. And they're specific. So we have some specifically for the digital currencies market. We have the Vibrata, which taps into the stock market, the US 30, the NASDAQ 100, the S&P 500. Then we also have swipe trades. We have Gold Cup, which touches into gold. So we have all these different strategies that the market experts use to enhance your learning, okay? An elective. These are also no long-term contracts. They're month to month. Very important. What will you become? Because when we talk about all the information that I just shared, there are people all over the globe that are profiting from this information, that is using this information to enhance their lives. Now, the key caveat is you. You are the key variable. What will you become? How will you use this information, okay, moving forward? Very, very important to look in the mirror and ask yourself, where do I want to be? Set some goals, jump on this platform, and use it to your advantage. That's it for me. Now, this next gentleman that I'm going to bring up is an extraordinary individual. When you talk about this industry and you talk about being connected to somebody who knows what they're doing, who has the leadership qualities, who has the expertise and how to set things up, infrastructure, who has the charisma to lead the people. Now you're talking about being in a right place at the right time with the right person to help you and this organization attain some goals. He's an entrepreneur extraordinaire. He's built businesses all over the globe. He's a multi-talented producer, and he's my business partner and one of my good friends, and I'm proud to call him one of my mentors, Mr. Win with San Morgan. Are you there, sir?
Yes, sir, I am here. Can you hear me loud and clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, awesome. Let's do an audio check really quickly here. If you can hear me loud and clear, in the chat, type a number 3 if you can hear me loud and clear. Type a number 3 if you can hear me loud and clear. While you're doing that, I just want to thank Dion Ways and Means for putting on a great informational presentation, because I'm very appreciative, because, you know, they don't teach us this stuff in school. Does that make sense to everybody on the line? You can go to school. They don't teach investing 101, right? In order to learn this type of information, let's just say a few years ago, you had to be a part of the wealth clubs, the golf clubs, a part of that community that spoke this language. But let me tell you how times have changed. We are now living in a digital era where you have access to information through your smartphone, your iPad, your laptop, your computer. Now, more times now than ever, you have access to play the same games the banks play. Is this making sense to everybody? Just type in number 9 in the chat if this is making sense. So why I appreciate Dion Ways and Means is because he was completely transparent on a platform that can help you understand, okay? Understand the markets, stock, forex, or crypto, okay? He broke down the platform that can hold your hand and support you on entering the trades the right way and exiting the trades the right way so you can be profitable by simply following the market expert, by simply copy and paste, right? How many people can copy and paste? Give me some twos in the chat. Number 2s in the chat, if you can copy and paste, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, I'm sharing my screen right now. If you can see my screen, go ahead and type a number 10 in the chat right now. Number 10 in the chat. A number 10 in the chat if you can see my screen right now. Okay. Dion Ways and Means did the presentation and he showed you an outside basic look. I want you guys to take the notes now. A PowerPoint on how this works from investing, the different markets, the market experts. I'm going to give you an inside look, but I'm only going to highlight one of the tools. Like I said before, we have plenty of tools. Let's move right along. So once you get started, you decide to say, hey, investing's for me. I want to get my feet wet. I want to get started. This is what comes with the subscription, okay? When you decide to get started, you have access to what we call the IM Center, okay? Now, IM Academy, which is the name of the company, it's been around since 2013 in 100+ countries. They have put together a full curriculum. I'm gonna click on Academies here that teach you from A to Z how Forex works, how high frequency Forex works, also known as binary options, how to build a home-based business, which is optional if you decide to do that, how e-commerce works, and how cryptocurrency works. You can simply, in English or Spanish or 13 other languages, click the videos on your own time when time permits and learn the lingo of everything. What is traded, trading session times, market participants, what is a broker, leverage. Guys, I'm telling you, my success that I have in this business and in investing came from taking this seriously and educating myself from the tools that they provided. Does that make sense? Doing that from the ups and downs and never quitting is what brought my success in this business, okay? So, you know, they say success leaves clues. So in this curriculum, you have that with HFX, you have that with Forex, you have that with e-commerce. Let's move right along, guys. Let's move to the next slide here, okay? Because Dion explained this on the first half. I'm just giving you an inside look, okay? The go lives. Dion talks about 100+ experts. Like I said, the Michael Jordans of trading, the LeBron James, the Kobe Bryants of trading, actually live on Go Live. So this is also a part of your subscription, okay? That you pay month to month to get access, your tuition, to get access to information tools that'll help you be profitable investing into the markets, okay? So we have experts here that are multimillionaires, high 6- and 7-figure earners that you can plug into on your own time and learn how to invest by just copy and paste Copy and paste. When you move, or I'm sorry, when they move, you move. Just like that, right? We heard that from, I just say Deacon Ludacris, right? So we go to the FRX, right? Everybody that's an expert on Forex is here. Everybody that's an expert on HFX, high frequency Forex is here. Everybody that's on an expert in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, you name all the crypto. It's a hot conversation right now. She is in here. Multi-millionaires that you can follow. ECX, e-commerce, drop shipping. If you don't know nothing about it, it's $1 million industry. We have experts on how to set up your store and do that there by copy and paste. But tonight I'm highlighting HFX, okay? So if you go to HFX, okay, we see all the experts with HFX available when time permits around your schedule. You can tap in. Morning, noon, or night, or early in the morning, like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. We're here, okay, to analyze the charts and give you the right plays, okay? So if I click on her name, Millie Mills, and if she so happened to be live right now, her screen to be live, okay? And as you can see, she's saying, let's go, because I would say apparently those are winning words, right? Live now, we are live, let's go, okay? All right, so just a statistic here. 85% of the trades we put out there are winning trades. Just really think about that. And in addition to that, you have market experts that are placing trades. I'm gonna push play, okay?
48 bucks a month. No way. Yeah, man, dude.
Okay. Different directions too, right?
So you can see
We're gonna
that
see
there.
downtrends, but if you go ahead and zoom in, you're going to see.
I'm gonna pause it really quick. Millie Mills is giving the plays. She's explaining the candle charts. She's explaining the trends, the uptrends, the downtrends. She's explaining what downtrends mean, bullish, bearish. And at the same time, she's calling the trades and making money at the same time. And all you got to do is follow instructions, okay? So right here, I'm going to show you this. This is called a broker account. You need a broker account to invest in the financial markets, stock, forex, or crypto. This particular broker account is binary options, HFX, money in minutes. This account allows you to literally make money in minutes. Pay attention here. I want you to understand this, okay? I'm going to explain this, how these live trading sessions work, okay? So on the left-hand side, the market expert will tell you what symbol to select, right? Right here, I'm on GBP USD, okay? GBP means the British pound, USD means the US dollar. Remember, the Forex market is a $7 trillion per day market. It's the largest market. It's bigger than crypto. It's bigger than stock. Crypto is actually moving to that level now. If you follow me, type the number 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. I don't want to lose nobody, okay? So the market expert is going to tell you, open up your broker account. Ladies and gentlemen, on the left-hand side, you're going to see GBP USD. Select that. On the right-hand side of GBP USD, the payout is 75%. So when you see the percentage, that's what it's paying out. On the right-hand side, what they're going to tell you is the time frame they're going to be in the trade. Right now, I'm in for 1 minute, okay? There's 2 minutes, there's 3 minutes, there's 4. Whatever the market expert tells you, you copy what they do. You follow instructions, okay? Right below the 1 minute, you see $10 here. $10 is my risk. So if I lose the trade, I cannot lose more than $10. Is that making sense to everybody? Type yes. Now, I want you guys to understand this. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. This is not making the bag overnight. It's making the bag over time. So if I'm risking $10, that's my risk. Right now, I have $10 for example purposes, okay? But you can move that to $100, $200, $300, $1,000. We recommend, our recommendation is only risk 1 to 3% of your entire balance. That way, if you do lose a trade, you can go back in and trade again. Does that make sense? We're not putting our entire balance on the table, but I'm gonna keep it at 10 for example purposes. The green button, call, means you anticipate this blue ticker going up in an up direction in the next 60 seconds because I'm at a minute. The red button means put, sell. You think this blue ticker is going to go down in the next 60 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and hit put just for example purposes, okay? So look how I hit put, okay? So when I hit put, all right, it left a red line, okay? What does this red line mean? The red line means I entered the market at this level. And as long as the blue ticker stays below my red line, and it can shoot up like you say, like you see, as long as it stays below my red line before it hits this horizontal line, I can make a profit. If it goes up like it does now, I can take a lesson, which is the red box. Okay, what we're going to see now. So I got a red box. That was a guess, right? But you can see how easy it is to make money and possibly take a lesson, okay, within 60 seconds, all right? All right? But with proper technical analysis and proper strategy, which we would usually do, we see more green boxes than red boxes. Is that making sense to everybody? Type the number 2 in the chat if this is making sense so far, okay? If it's making sense so far. All right. As you can see, it started to drop again. If we had maybe 2 minutes on the clock, we probably would have made $17, all right? In 2 minutes. And it happens all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, we have people across the globe 10xing their lifestyle and getting amazing results by being in the academy, being educated, being the perfect copycat, and learning the skill so they can build wealth over time, generational wealth, okay? All right? So with that being said, guys, you know, I want to show you what the potential is, and then we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to show you what the potential is and what's possible. On average, we make about 5 to 8%. 5 to 8% every time we trade, okay? So if you can trade 5 times a day, just 5 times a day for about 20 to 30 minutes, following the market experts, just copy and pasting, here's the potential, okay? Here's the potential. So typically, most people start their account, the minimum is $250, but most people start their account with $500 from my experience. On average, our goal is to make 8% every time we trade. 8%, okay? What can we do in the next 75 trading days? 75 trading days, okay? 75 trading days, okay? Business days, okay? What is the reinvestment? What can we do if we just reinvest 100%, okay? Keep in mind, this is your own broker account. It's like opening a bank account. You have access to it at all times. But here's the strategy, long-term, build the profits, build the balance. The bigger the balance, the bigger the profits. This is why we say when you make the profit, keep it in the balance so you can risk more and build more profits. So if we just make the profit and then we apply it to our balance, we're doing 100%, right? Do we trade on the weekends? No, the market's closed on the weekends. So if you calculate now, okay, here's the result. You start an account with $500. In 75 trading days, you have the potential to grow your balance to $160,000 in 75 trading days. In 75 trading days. If that's exciting to you, type a $sign in the chat, right? I want you guys to really understand how much money does it take, right, in a regular bank account to grow at least an 8% or 5% growth monthly. How much money do you need in your account on a regular basis to have that type of return? So now what we're doing is we're making you aware and showing you how to really invest in yourself and play the same games the banks play. Because this is what the banks do. They take your money, they invest it into these markets, they keep a big piece of the pie and give us 0.01% annually. Listen, and we're not even talking about inflation. right? So this is what we have here, because now we're in a digital world, a digital era. You can actually do this from your smartphone, your laptop, your iPad, and grow your wealth over time, right? I'm gonna be honest, anybody can go on YouTube or learn trading and open up an account or whatever it is. But when you have the correct mentors and support system that'll hold your hand and educate you, you have a higher percentage of being successful because you have access to that information. If that makes sense, give me some number 10s in the chat. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the daily profit. Day number 1, 8% is only $40. Here's the thing, what I've experienced here. A lot of people get involved with this company and they see themselves making profits in 60 seconds. And it becomes addicting. Like, wow, you know, and it becomes a gambling habit. And I'm telling you right now, discipline is the key that'll get you to wealth. So if your goal the first day is $40, you make the 40 and you shut it down. If your second day is $43, you make the $43 and you shut it down. Here's what people do when they make the 40. Well, it's 40, it's cute, but that's not enough. I know I can put $100 and make more, you know, and then what happens is the broker ends up taking your money, right? But look, if you be patient and just take your time, what happens at day number 30? You're making $372 a day. Your $500 balance in the red section right here turns into $5,031. What happens at day number 60 if you just be patient and disciplined? You're now making $3,000, $750 a day, and now your account balance is at $50,000+. Think about that. Patience is key. Compounding interest is key. Is that making sense? You go to day 75, now you're making $11,000+ a day. Potentially. This is the potential. And your balance at 160. Now, let's talk about it. When I say potential, I mean, this is in a perfect world. Will you make mistakes? Yes. Will you lose trades sometimes? Yes. So what if you started an account with $500 and you ended up growing the 500 into 10,000, 20,000, maybe 30,000 in 75 trading days? Would you be mad at that? Or is that growth that's beating the banks? Let's really think about that. Okay? I want that to marinate in your minds. Okay? I want that to marinate in your minds. And really think about this and make an intelligent decision. So in closing, I want you to get back with the person that invited you on this call. If this makes sense to you and you're absolutely on board and you're in, let them know that you're an A. You're somebody that says investing makes sense. Stocks make sense. Forex, crypto makes sense. I want to get started now. Let them know that you're an A. Or you could be a B. A B is somebody who says, listen, I'm somebody who's interested, but I have a few more questions before I get started. B stands for but. Let's get your questions answered, okay? And let's get you started. The world is changing. It's unbelievable, right? Or you're a C. You're somebody that says, hey, I want to be a customer. How can I trade? And start where my financial status sees fit. And let's get you started so you can just open up a broker account and invest. Let the person that invited you out know that you're a C. And let's get you started, okay? With that being said, I am William Sand. If you're brand new, thank you for joining the call. Please get back with the person that invited you, and we'll get your questions answered, okay?